listen, because this is wild. I've got 3 massive Celtic stories lined up for you, and the last one, trust me, it's the kind of bombshell that'll blow the roof clean off Paradise. We're talking title talk, shock exits, and a managerial twist that could change everything. Stay with me right to the end. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Let me sit you down for this one, because there's a proper storm brewing around Celtic just now. And honestly, it's the kind of drama that'd make the folk doon Sucky Hall Street stop moaning about the rain for 5 minutes. And you, the lone Celtic diehard watching this, you're going to love every second of it. So, James McFadden has stuck his neck out and said something that's had half of Glasgow choking on their morning iron brew. He's convinced that if Martin O'Neill stays in the Celtic dugout until the end of the season, the league title is as good as ours. Not a maybe, not a we'll see. A straight up, bold as brass, he'll win it. And honestly, watching what Big Martin's done already, I can see why he's saying it. Let's be fair, this place was an emotional roller coaster a few weeks back. Brendan Rodgers packing his bags again. That hit harder than a winter wind battering the Clyde. Some folk were raging, others were greeting, and the rest were just confused about who was even running the show. But Martin walks in, cool as you like one of those old-school heroes stepping out of the fog in a Celtic folklore tale, and suddenly the team's playing with purpose again. The passes are crisp, the tackles are flying in, and the spirit's back. Paradise feels alive. Look, Celtic were 7 points behind Hearts when this whole thing kicked off. Hearts, honestly. The Jambos running around like they're prime Barcelona because they've managed to keep the wheels on longer than the lot across the city. But there's a game in hand, momentum's shifting, and McFadden is looking at it thinking, these boys will catch them. And he's not wrong. You feel it in the air. You feel it every time Calmac steps onto the pitch like he's leading a clan into battle. Sean Maloney's right there too. The wee man buzzing around with all that footballing brain power, helping Martin keep the whole thing humming. And it's working. 2 league wins, a cup win over the 10-man Blues. And did you see the faces on the Rangers supporters that day? I swear I've seen fewer tears in the Sucky Hall Street gutters on a Saturday morning after a night out. But here's the thing that really got my attention. McFadden says Celtic don't just want the league anymore. That's the baseline, the expectation. We've won 13 of the last 14 titles, while the lot across the city are trying to figure out whether they can string more than 7 passes together. But Europe, that's where the itch is. That's where the fan, wants to see something bigger, proper ambition, nights where Celtic Park shakes the continent again. And McFadden's right, that lack of ambition in Europe has caused more fallout than a dodgy kebab in the wee hours. The fan wants more than the domestic stuff. And honestly, so do I. This club deserves nights that echo through history. Nights that make Bayern Munich and the rest sweat. Coming to Paradise, nights where we don't just compete, we frighten them. Right, now, let me leave you with this, because it's the kind of question that'll light up your comments like Christmas at George Square. If Martin O'Neill stayed in charge until the end of the season, would you trust him to win the league again? Or do you think Celtic should go all in on Wilfried Nancy right now? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's gee it. Loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Sit yourself, Don, because this one's got more twists than a night out on Sucky Hall Street after a Celtic win. And honestly, I'm no even pretending to be calm about it. We need to have a proper blether about Daizen Maeda, because the whole thing's turning into a saga that even Sir Arthur Conan Doyle would have thought, that's a bit much. So here's where we're at. Talk is heating up, properly heating. That Daizen could be packing his bags again come January. And look, you remember the summer, don't you? That near departure, that fizzled oot like a cheap sparkler on bonfire night. One minute he was halfway out the door, the next he was back at Lennoxtown looking like he'd just wandered into the wrong building. And honestly, ever since then, you could feel something change in him. No, his effort, mind you. The lad still runs like he's powered by whatever battery could keep the Christmas lights running over George Square for 3 winters straight. But something in the spark, the swagger, the sense that he'd batter the door down to score, that bit faded. And here's the thing that's got folk whispering over pints. He's suddenly speaking up about being played out of position. Daizen, the lad who barely said a word for 2 years, now dropping hints louder than the Blues fans after another derby disappointment. It's no exactly subtle, is it? You don't need a detective's magnifying glass to see the writing on the wall. Contract till 2027 or no? I'd sooner believe in Santa cartwheeling Doon Buchanan Street than see Daizen stay that long. And I'll say it, we maybe have already seen the best he's got to offer. That season where he stepped in after Kyogo left, steamrolling defenders, rattling in 33 goals and nabbing awards left and right, that Daizen would have scored blindfolded while balancing on 1 foot. But now 4 goals in his last 18 games, nay goals this season. Nothing against Aberdeen except a miss that still haunts me harder than that cold breeze that hits ye walking into paradise in December. It's mystifying. A lad who once terrified defenses now only seems to scare corner flags. I don't say that with malice. You know me, I love a Celtic grafter, but facts are facts after. And if a solid offer comes in, the kind you canny just brush aside, well, maybe the time has come for a tidy handshake and a heartfelt cheers for the memories, big man. But here's the part I'm dying to know from you, because you're the heartbeat of this club, the fan who feels every high and low right in the chest. Should Celtic cash in on Daizen Maeda in January while there's still value on the table? Or would letting him go be a massive mistake we'll regret? When he finds form somewhere else, hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's G it loldy till we hit 1,500 just mad Celtic daffs. Pull up a chair, because this one's turning into a proper Glasgow drama. The kind you'd overhear in a queue on Sucky Hall Street when the rain's sideways and everyone's moaning but secretly loving it. We've got Wilfried Nancy, Wilfried Nancy edging closer to the Celtic job, and honestly, the whole thing feels like watching someone eye up their first deep-fried pizza. Exciting, risky, and probably life-changing. So here's the crack. The board are absolutely motoring ahead with their move for Nancy. Dermot Desmond's got his heart set on him. The permission to negotiate is signed off, and the lad himself is well up for it. You can hardly blame him. He's gone from MLS chaos to lifting trophies in a way that's got folk in America acting like he's invented football. And fair play, he's done a cracking job. Cup wins, big nights, proper progression. But this is Celtic, mate. This isn't guiding a team through a calendar where half the country doesn't even know the offside rule. This is the cauldron, the pressure cooker, the place where your ears ring from the roar before the whistle even blows. And here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean the kind of thing that makes Celtic fans mutter into their pints. The word is that Nancy will accept the club's transfer policies. That phrase. The same one Brendan Rodgers apparently choked on for months before finally packing his suitcase and sprinting out the door. The same one that caused Desmond to release a statement with so much venom you'd think someone keyed his Bentley. Let's no kid ourselves. The summer window was a shambles. It was tighter than a Rangers fan's smile after another derby loss. Rodgers wanted quality. The board handed him projects guesswork and a couple of could-be good some days wrapped in bubble wrap. And now the question is Nancy stepping in as the guy with a plan, or the guy who just nods along because he's desperate for the gig? A lot of fans, you included, are raging for a reason. European nights matter, progress matters. And Celtic cannot keep trotting out windows like that and expect folk to clap politely. Nancy might be a coaching genius, but even the smartest man in the room can't polish a squad that desperately needed upgrades months ago. And here's the kicker. The board seem to think they've found someone who won't push back, someone who will just smile, take the squad as is and crack on. But this is Celtic. If the board thinks they can hide behind a new manager while handing him a trolley full of bargain bin players, they're in for a shock louder than the home end when Kalmak smashes one in from distance. Now here's the question I need you to chew on, because it's the one that'll set the comments on fire. Is Celtic right to go for a manager who will accept the board's rules? Or are we walking straight into another disaster by hiring someone who won't fight for proper signings? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's gee it lolly till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.